Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you welcome back to the Beta Plan as we are playing Duke Werner of Burgundy, the House von Habsburg, in a one province Habsburg campaign, though we only get a second county by simply attacking it, and we are now about to get our third because our armies have almost entirely replenished, which means I am quite keen to say, yo, I want your title because we did fabricate a claim on it and we have it and I want to use it. It is that simple. And well, it is, I believe, the normal capital of the Duchy. So I also think that is, well, quite a good reason. I am the Duke after all. Yeah, that will be good enough. This will be good enough. Just call it all up and gather it up and tell him to surrender the title, and if not, we will immediately stand there with an army to siege down his stuff. I hope that it will all go well. Alright, here we go. And my son, by the way, only got bad events. He wanted to become shy, I prevented that, and he wanted to become cruel. Wrathful, cruel he already had in the last episode. But I managed to stave it off, but I did not manage to give him any of, well, the good traits. He just doesn't want to list. The daddy. Thankfully, the man, well, surrenders the title proper, and I will make this immediately the capital. Look at it. More lad is here. Hence, we are now even stronger as a duke. That is very, very awesome. And we should look into ways of getting this county, for instance, away from Swabia. But Swabia is a very, very powerful duchy. Very powerful. 4,000 levies. The other one that we could do is Lombardy. By the way, interestingly enough, or logically enough, the Emperor, well, he revoked many a title of and his enemies. For instance, this man, the original leader, he lost his duchy title, but then was given to another, and he's immediately going into revolt. He created the Dauphine and, well, gave the two provinces that were first into the duchy down here of the Provence were now on it to the Dauphine area. And this man is Occitan, but he's trying to teach his son to become German. Also, some of the Italians here lost their titles. This is a German one, but yeah, he removed some single county counts, their titles off, and he gave them to new folks, as you can see here. German just got that revoked. Because, well, shouldn't have done that, huh? Shouldn't have done that revolt. Certainly as a single county count, it's kind of difficult, but yeah, you can see, revoked. And he has done that with a few people, but actually I kind of like that in a sense, because it makes them weaker. I have now more opportunity to attack. Yeah, so we will have to see about that, but for now it is what it is. The most dangerous opponent is von Reinsfeld, but we could also try and marry into von Reinsfeld. Von Reinsfeld has quite a few daughters. But see, I don't know if they are any good yet, and as in, well, if they will get good stats and what have you not, I'm not willing to yet do that. He has enough daughters to, well, perhaps try it later. We could also try and marry into another strong line, for instance, von Nordheim, and then use von Nordheim to together attack Swabia, as we want to get Swiss. The other one being, of course, here, the Dieste. But the Dieste, unfortunately, is also allied to Geroving, Holland, over here. 2000k over there, and Lombardy in itself already has... oh, I misclicked. Or better say, I think the game didn't realize what I wanted to do. 2.5. Yeah, together that's more than I have, because I have like lousy alliances. The only alliance I have is one with a count within the same area. I do have now 3,000 men, and I am growing even stronger. And by the way, I'm still on the Gavelkite, I reckon. Am I not? Yeah, that's kind of bad, actually. That's kind of bad, I realize now. I also understand something else here. If I go to low centralization, I might be able to finagle even more out of it. Honesty, less intrigue. Kind of bad in a sense, but you know what? Praise him to court and get him some prestige. He's honest now. What if we said Because we need to rule this duchy. Oh, this will be fun. I've invited people in my court to take part in a wargame in which we practice defending our land from invading enemies. We will use wooden models to represent invading armies, and I shall have to use clever tactics to defeat my opponents. What I am... May the best warlord win. It is a baron beneath me, who is actually teaching my daughter. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to increase the centralization. This will most likely be accepted. Then I could hold an extra county. I could take it away from Bern. People will dislike me for it and I will lose prestige, but I will hold all the land and titles in my area and I will be extra strong. At the beginning of the war game, the enemy quickly tries to advance up the hill in the area to get a strategical advantage. Bring all our forces to contest the defensive ground. No, rush forward a light skirmish force before their force reach the hill. Alright. Ludwig's troop continued to slowly advance up the hill, pressing on despite the assault of our skirmishers. Almir suggested we should climb the hills fast. No, Oh, perhaps I've mischosen the wrong thing. Advanced our army to take the higher position than their troops. And I win! Our opponent's troops are clearly tired, and by using the high ground to our advantage, we quickly gain the upper hand. This can conclude that the defending team is victorious. Student of strategy with a lot of prestige. Centralization law accepted. What would happen if we would say, yo? He says maybe. I am going to call up all the troops. I am going to call up all the troops, and I'm going to do the same tactic as before. It's always better to have it directly under your control. It simply is that way. You won't like it, but I will. And then nobody, or at least few people, will complain about the fact that my son is insane. There we go. You have no allies other side of me. You don't want to give it up. We are at war. Which also means that my daughter now is trained... No. She was trained by a baron beneath us. No problem. Well, that is just excellent then, huh? Isn't it? We are going to get all of our duchy under our control. Means that laws get easily passed. We have as much income as we can have. And, well, we do need the income because we do have a thieves guild. And that happened because, well, for a moment we didn't have quite the war chest to allow everything, and thus bad events happened. But, we should be sieging. You know what? I'll go around. Turn around immediately. He should raise an army. Sometimes they do that. I don't know why, but he didn't raise the army, but we are going to have to siege down now. Alright. I'm sorry, my brother-in-law. You helped me once indeed, but now it's time for you to give up your terrain. I don't want Van Lensburg on the throne. I want my son to get everything. Which is also, by the way, why I should be really careful about, well, if my wife dies, about getting a new wife, because I do want another son. After all, we are on the Gavelkind. Oh! There goes another war. Manfred of the Holy War declared lower crown authority. You would like to appoint me as marshal, you say? I say I don't need this. I say I will accept you making me marshal. Give me a second to accept your offer, so that the game understands what I have, and I say accept, and I should gain a marshal, and I did, indeedly do. And I can still become exalted among men. Because I don't have a lot of prestige. That is awesome. We just gained a free martial score, actually, by doing that. Hopefully these guys won't annoy my sieging army here as I am trying to siege down this. Please ignore me. Well, they are ignoring me, so that's good. Because I don't want to kind of pay for the Emperor. Luxembourg, interestingly enough, because that was one of the men whose titles got revoked and then immediately re-given to him. By the way, France is collapsing. William the Bastard's war for France. William the Bastard, who lost his war against England. It's Harald! Harald, who is on the throne of England. Holy heck, it is not William the Bastard that won. But now William the Bastard is going for his claim on the Kingdom of England. Alright, he doesn't want to become the King of England, he wants to become the King of France. And what's the other war? Revolt Independence League. Yeah, I can imagine why the Van Vlaanderen want to get independence, and they lost a lot of land towards the Holy Roman Emperor. But I doubt that they will bend the knee to the Holy Roman Emperor so easily. Though it is de jure part of him, I think he could coerce them if he wanted to. And, well, they're not doing bad. They're marching up against the Holy Roman Empire's armies. Well, we're sending in reinforcing troops. They are going to lose that army. This is very good for the revolt. How interesting. How interesting indeed. Ooh. We got a claim on Geneva. Yeah, but we won't attack the new emperor because he has way more troops. Taking on Geneva that way will be difficult, but it's interesting to say the least. 100 prestige and a lot of gold. But this is the way to expand in CK2. At least one of the ways. Other ways, of course, is marriage and what have you not. We've seen that in our Baron to Emperor campaign. Their marriage was very important, but having a claim on Geneva would be good. By the way, I should have checked if that was a strong claim or a weak claim. Because if it's a weak claim, then we are going to have a bit of an issue to press that before I die. Because weak claims do not tend to get inherited. Strong claim on the country will not be inherited unless pressed in a war. Alright, so we should declare war on Geneva somewhere around. We should be careful not to waste the opportunity, as the revolt now faces more of a full brunt force of the Empire, and they're winning for it. Very good. And there's also Swabia who's attacking something. To Verrook Swaben, ah. Swaben wants to have Swabia. Or Swabia wants to have Swaben. That's so confusing, but it's true. This is fun because if he loses, he might lose all his titles. Or at least one of them, which means that the kingdom that lies over here, the kingdom of Bohemia, might not be formed by the Permislets. Which is normally what they do. But they tend to be a little bit rebellious. Because, well, the fact of the matter is, they are Bohemian. But he accepts. I gain prestige. I revoke the title. I say goodbye. I banish you. I take all your money. And you have gone to Luxembourg. We have all the money back that we needed for our, for our campaign. And we have all the counties in the duchies. Isn't that awesome? Voilà. Oh, holy shit, this is the anti-pope. Interesting. So how many troops will we now have once we have this county? Is it indeed 4,630? Was it even more? Didn't you calculate it? No, it's 4,630. That's at least significantly more. Which children can we all educate? Oh, you have been banished, but my sister came to me and thus she is all fine. What's the problem? Short reign, title claimant. Yeah, sister. You have a claim on one little thing, and you're also in my territory. How funny. Alright, educate child by... Also him. Oh, she's not 6 years old. Then who was it? It was... Oh, his younger son. Alright, I will educate him. Or do we have a more proper... We have a very good proper military man. He's going to get my son as well. He's going to get my son. A little later on. How old is Alto now? Alto is now 15. Alright. Then it is not going to get him later. Actually, when are you born? On the 1st of January. Gonna keep you a little longer. But we should soon switch it over. And hopefully Otto here then will become a military genius. Despite his madness. Perhaps he is so mad that he is a genius, you know? Some geniuses were called mad. There's also, what is this? Is this a peasant revolt? No, yes, it is a type of peasant revolt. It's a Lollard uprising. That happens when you call an anti-pope, you numbnuts. That was not very smart. Thanks to my wise stewardship, it has been over. Oh, and Bohemia has been created. What happened to the revolt? And I think it's a white piece. Yes, indeed. Ended with a white piece. Well, that allows us one thing to do. You have the Duke of Savoy as your ally. Alright, I forgot that. We can have a little bit more men. We need a little bit more men before we attack. But that is definitely on the to-do list. Alrighty then, and it is October. Let's give my son away. Hopefully this guy doesn't screw it up. Make my son a strategic genius, a brilliant strategist. Give him whatever he needs to be better than his father. He's already a lunatic, so he's already going to have some trouble. He's not diligent. My son is not the best, so to speak. To say the least. Let me put it even more strongly. To say the least. Oh, why the heck did I click that? How did I click that? I didn't even thought my cursor was near. But alright. My son has come of age. And just now, let's see what he is going to get as we get a little savey save. And then we should get a pop-up about what my son has become. Please, game, don't screw me over. You already made him a lunatic. I don't want the von Habsburg to die out in that way. Skill tactician, it is at least better than his father, and he became diligent on top of that. You know, I'm okay with this. I'm not very happy with his stat-wise. Holy shit, he's horrible in stats. How can he have free martial? Oh, his education hasn't been calculated yet. Now it is. Still, he's still horrible. He has less diplomacy. Luckily, he has the same type of stewardship, so he can hold the lands, but he still should get 2 trades, don't get me wrong, but that is pretty freaking terrible. We should get him a very excellent Princess of Bohemia. Seriously, that would be awesome. Princess of Bohemia. Unfortunately, very little stewardship would mean we will have trouble holding the counties, but it is a very interesting marriage. What else do we have? A bastard daughter of, well, the line of the Hungarian throne. Then we have a Rurikid, but that's way too far away to be of any use. Yeah, and of Godwin, unfortunately, you darling dear, your father is imprisoned. I think I am quite sure that, unfortunately for my son, this is going to be a marriage of power between the Pameslit, King of Bohemia, and us. She's 20. Oh, you only have... Yeah, this is the only daughter. This is excellent. Just arrange the marriage. Do it. Hopefully she will get some trades in order to help out with ruling, because currently she's kind of crap. We are bringing 2 crap characters together, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for us to, you know, get good children and babies and what have you not. But we'll just have to see what we can do with genetics and what have you not. Now that is all thing, yes, thank you. That was exactly what I was looking for. Militia training grounds. Absolutely. Are there some castle walls I can build somewhere? Nope, that's castle fortifications. Close, but not exactly the same. Castle fortifications only. Burn? Castle fortifications only. Alright. Oh, thank you nonetheless. Look at our income. 7. That is pretty good so early game. We are an excellent little Upper Burgundy Duke right about now. And I'm going to end the episode. So that in the next episode we have something to do, which is take over Geneva. That is definitely coming our way, and I will probably wait again until my troops are a little bit replenished. And then we will start the next episode. And in the meantime, I think I'm going to, well, perhaps make a claim somewhere else. Perhaps Savoie, because it does lie very pretty freaking close to us. And then or just take Valais. And then I say, yo, now we have 2 counties we claim to be the Duke. Well, I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, but the anti-pope lies there. That's gonna be somewhat difficult. But if the anti-pope is beneath us... on Savoie directly. Might be more handy later on than voila. I say, I thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty.